Hi, this is Carl, and this is another SOP video for managed service providers. Today I want to talk about swiping ideas. So I used to belong to a mastermind group. I really enjoy mastermind groups. I think they're phenomenal. They're a great way to share ideas with people who are in a similar business, have similar challenges, and we trade ideas. And one of the groups that I used to belong to, we had this philosophy called SWIPE, which is steal with integrity and pride every day. And it's sort of a humorous way of saying that if you find a really great idea, say, hey, how can I use that in my business? And there's a few ways that you can swipe from some really, really big companies. Here's a perfect example. Look at your website. What does it look like? How smooth is it? Now, look at the biggest, most successful websites in the world. Not necessarily the biggest companies in the world, although there's a lot of correlation there. But look at Google. It's clean, white, colorful, right? Look at Facebook. Clean, very crisp, nice, colorful, where it needs to be, but for the most part, white background. Right? So if you go from one to the other, look at the websites that serve up 1 billion hits a day. And you're going to see a lot of similarities there. You should learn from this. You should learn that your fancy-dancy, super cool graphics zipping in and out may not be the best website for lots of traffic and getting people to interact with you. Look at the companies that do that really well and swipe their stuff. Here's another example. When I first started my first business, I did a lot of research on logos and colors and things like that. And, I'm not saying I wasted my time, but early on in that research, I came across a great article about how IBM had spent literally millions of dollars looking at the different colors and what they mean to people and what they express in terms of trust and anger and frustration and all kinds of other things. And they came up with what they call IBM Blue, which is basically there's a very nice shade of blue that makes people feel like you are trustworthy and that you are a voice of authority. And so, guess what? As you look through my books and my websites and all those sorts of things, all my business cards and things over the years, I use a lot of this really solid, nice dark blue. Not too dark, not too light, but it's a good solid blue. Because at the end of the day, IBM's already answered this question. So why should I second guess them? Why should I spend millions of dollars that I don't have to go and redo all this research? So there's lots of great companies doing lots of great things out there. And so one of the things that you can do to be more successful is to learn lessons that other people have already paid for. Now that doesn't mean you want to copy them blindly. One time I had a client who wanted me to design a website that looked exactly like another website. And I went on and on and on until I finally convinced her, you can't do that. Right? They have an actual copyright on what that website looks like. So you can't steal the font and change the name. You can't open a restaurant that's named McDonald's, right? But what you can do is say, what works for them? How can that work for me? And learn to adopt those things and learn from the most successful examples that you can find. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Carl Palachuk wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business. Please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so you can be notified when we post a new video.